People say dating a transgender woman means you must be gay. I'm here to show you that that's not the case. This is my friend Cyrus. He's a trans man. This is my friend Brax. He's also a trans man. Based on that logic, if I were dating either of them, would that be considered a straight relationship?
You define your sexuality, not anyone else.
No matter who you are into, be proud of your partner and your sexuality.
That is correct. I totally agree with that. Be proud of who you are and be proud of your sexuality. But what you don't get to do is change the rules of the game. If a man that is biologically a man and is heterosexual and engages with another biological man that is also heterosexual but transitions to a woman, yes, that is still considered a homosexual engagement. No matter how you want to cut it, slice it, whatever. You don't change the rules of the game. And that's a very unfortunate thing that's happening in this whole transgender movement and ideology, is that it's getting men, and I say men more than women, because sexuality is not as fluid with men as it is with women. You know, for instance, men don't really hold hands in public to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. We just don't. We're pretty much hardwired in one direction. For instance, when a woman says she's bisexual, we say, okay, she's bisexual. But when a man says bisexual, we be like, nah, bruh, you just gay. So I'm directed more towards with men. So with men, they is going to try to trick you to believe that if you engage with a man that transitions to a woman, whether it's post-op or pre-op or whatever, that is still considered a heterosexual relationship, when in actuality is not. We have to keep things in reality. Otherwise, we engage into delusion and live lies that end up hurting us in the end. And that's what this video is basically about. So it's on the YouTube channel, Man vs. Street. I'll leave the link in the summary below. They're basically going on the street and talk to predominantly young people, I believe in Georgetown, DC, and asking them questions. Would they date a transgender person, whether it's a transgender man for, you know, a biological woman, or a transgender woman for a biological man?
Would you date a transgender person? First we're gonna ask Georgetown, and then we're gonna ask the Hood. Either of you guys date a transgender?
Yeah.
Well, hold a second. Why the Hood got to be the black lady? I'm just saying, is that white privilege right there? But anyway, let's continue.
I would. Yes.
And have you ever done it?
No. Yeah, I'm already in a relationship.
Is it a transgender relationship?
No, it's not.
Would you date a transgender person?
She wouldn't. A lot of times I notice with these videos, or just basically just talking to people and hearing about different situations, a lot of times the woman is actually decent looking, if not really pretty. And this particular woman, in my opinion, she's kind of average. She's okay looking. They would most likely say the politically correct answer, but in all honesty, they would not do it.
I don't see why not. I don't think it's like that big of a deal.
Would you personally date a transgender person?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Would you date a transgender?
Oh, so that's a trans woman. So that's a man posed as a woman. Oh, damn! Wow, he looked too old to be doing this. Oh, but okay.
No, I'm a transgender. I like men.
A man that's dressed as a woman would make me appear to be a lesbian in public, but I'm heterosexual. That would.
Oh wow, I thought that was a lesbian. I mean, she looks stronger, harder than me. You know, she looked thugged out. You know what I'm saying? But apparently, she is straight.
Wouldn't date a woman that's dressed as a man, because then that is being a lesbian, and I'm not a lesbian. So
why don't you want to?
I mean, I'm straight, bro. I like females,
right.
Real females.
He's like, duh, bruh, I'm straight. I mean, I'm glad to see there's some young people that actually are thinking with their brains, you know what I'm saying, and not falling for this particular lie and this delusion.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you're dating a transgender person and you're straight at the time, does that mean you're straight after you date them?
Yes. Yeah.
See? And like I said, I would guarantee a lot of these women are basically what they call liberal, and they just want to give the right political answer. But in reality, they're not going to have a relationship with a transgender man. And at the end of the day, they probably going to end up just leaving the person. Maybe they might date them for a small period of time, but not for long periods.
I think you're still straight. Like, you're a guy and you're dating a trans girl. Yeah, I think you're.
And the thing about it, I guarantee these women, if they find out that their boyfriend or guy they're talking to tells them that they dated a trans woman, they'll probably dump them in a second. Guaranteed. Because they will say one thing, but they're not going to be turned on by another. They're going to be turned on by a manly man. as opposed to a man that's very feminine and says that he used to date a trans woman. They're going to look at him like he's standing upside down. I guarantee it. I don't want to engage into the whole man and woman stuff here, but all I would say when it comes to women, watch what they do. Don't really listen too much to what they say. Seriously. I learned that lesson the hard way.
You're still straight? Because also sometimes it's just hard to tell.
You're still straight even if you're dating a transgender person?
Yes.
I guess because it's your own sexuality, and I guess it doesn't really matter in regard to who you're dating as long as it's what you are.
When do we reach that point where you're no longer straight?
Like, okay, let's say you're a male, but then you're with someone who was a woman but transitioned into a male, then I guess like you would be gay then.
So basically, what she's saying is the total opposite. If I'm a man, I have a wife that's a biological woman, but now she wants to transition to a man, that makes me gay? So my sexuality changes because you change. No, it doesn't work that way. You're still in a heterosexual relationship. It just so happens that your spouse or your girlfriend transition or wants to be perceived as a man. Now, if you want to continue that relationship, kind of like in a video earlier before, you're still considered technically in a heterosexual relationship. However, I understand based off appearance, you would no longer be attracted to her because she now looks like a man and you're not attracted to men. I've been in a situation where I was talking to someone and I believed they were a man, but I couldn't tell. Then when I found out that they actually were a man it was confirmed from a third party. That was it. You know, of course I was polite and stuff like that, but I didn't engage any further with the conversation because I didn't go past that. But most men, after they find out, but basically just cut off, any type of communication at that point because they don't want to be perceived that way because that's not the way they want to live their life. And you have to respect that out of people.
People who identify as the same gender. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so it's all by identity, not necessarily by biology in that respect, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. People are telling us that you could date a transgender person and still be straight. Does that make sense to you?
No, that don't make sense because they changed their gender. So technically, you still not straight. You changed your gender for that person.
Exactly.
No, because they're not originally a girl. I wouldn't say that you still be straight.
Exactly. This brother look like he has jerry curls. I mean, I know it's a twist, but he kind of looked like a little suspect. But anyway.
You think that's something else at that point?
Yeah, it's something else. You might have to make up something.
It don't make sense.
What the hell? No, that's a woman. Okay. Couldn't tell for a second. I mean, look at her sleeve on her arm. I mean, I don't know what ladies with these sleeves. I mean, they look more masculine with these sleeves. Maybe some guys are attracted to it, but I would imagine most men don't. The way I see it with women and tattoos, it's like a Ferrari, a high-end expensive car. You don't put, bumper stickers on them. Same thing with women, in my opinion, with tattoos. A little bit of tattoos, okay, like a little butterfly on your shoulder, things of that nature. It's cute. But these sleeves and stuff make them look like dudes.
How you straight, but you dating? I guess because they changed their gender, but it still don't make sense.
Right.
Because you were born your way.
Can't still be straight and do that. I don't see how that can be.
That doesn't make any sense to you? People say that, yeah. Why do you think some people are hesitant to date a transgender?
With a lot of religion, people want to say that it's their only personal belief. They don't understand that it's just how people are and
No, see, the thing is that, like I said, a lot of people are fearful because they fear of being canceled and things of that nature. But what it is that people know nature, whether it's inherently or it's indirectly, they know nature. And they're like, wait a minute, this is not jiving correctly. It's kind of like a child, when they go through puberty and they realize, wait a minute, this is not what I want to do. This is not the direction I want to go, or this is the direction I do want to go. That's how it is. It's just inherent. And what they're trying to do nowadays is basically confuse people into something that they don't want to do, but they also make it a fearful tactic by shaming them, calling them names and things of that nature, so that you get basically engaged into something you don't want to do, but only to capitulate to the masses.
being transgender doesn't mean that you're bad. You're just a person. That's how you are. That's how you're born.
There's a lot of unknown, and that really freaks people out. Probably just scared to get judged if they're dating a transgender. Then people are gonna think I'm gay.
Yeah. Why do you think?
Because you are. And you're afraid to be, considered gay. If you're not gay, then it means you're engaged in something that you should not be engaging into. But If you're fearful of being judged as being gay, but you are gay, then seek the help. Go to counseling, things of that nature, because you want to be truthful to yourself and truthful to society. That's what I'm asking for. Be truthful. If you're transgender, you say you're a man, you believe you're a woman. Okay, be truthful, but don't expect me to go ahead and engage into that delusion as well, because I'm going to be truthful as well. And you need to respect my truth, just like you want me to respect your truth. But it doesn't work that way, because then we start butting heads. That's why at the end of the day, we have to respect the truth. That's it.
I think people wouldn't want to date a transgender person.
They're transphobic and homophobic.
Okay.
Probably that they just don't understand.
Why do you think some people don't want to date transgenders?
Well, it's a choice. Some people don't want to date men. Some people don't want to date women.
Why exactly do you not want to?
Because I'm not into them. But they're cool. I will hang with them. But personally, I'm not doing that. Dating, nah.
Basically, it comes down to preference, and people need to respect other people's preferences and not call them out and shame them with name callings and ad hominem attacks. Just respect people's preferences.
I don't want to say nothing about nobody's personal opinion. If you like transgenders, that's fine, because I got gay friends, lesbian friends. Like, it's just up to you.
So do you think a lot of this is education based?
Yeah, I think like if we start young.
No, it's not called education. It's called indoctrination. That's what it's called, not education.
We could definitely like teach children to be more accepting and more loving of everyone of different ideas.
No, that's not what it's about. It's all about respect. I hate when people talk about being loving. You have to have a foundation for love. I'm seriously, you do. If I just saw a person down the street, I'm not going to love them, really. But I have respect for them to the fact that if they fell down, I'm going to help them up. But I'm not going to help them up because of love. I'm going to help them out of respect that they're a human just like I am a human. I mean, a sense of care. But they keep throwing this word love all over the place. I mean, there's only 2 women I told that I love. That's it. Besides my mother and people I'm related to. I mean, that's a word that you basically have to not use so freely, because love is very powerful. And that's what they're trying to do by telling people you got to be more loving. No, you need to be more respectful. People need to be more respectful of other people's spaces and opinions and beliefs.
Like starting like kindergarten, preschool?
Yeah, I think so. Just showing like different families and different identities, how people feel about their identity and in their own skin is really helpful.
Why do you think some people wouldn't date a transgender person?
I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with things that they are not educated on. We don't talk about it enough, and so a lot of people don't know how to approach things like this.
They're scared because it's different to them, and they don't like to go beyond their bubble.
No, people are scared because society is making them scared. It's making them fearful. There was not an issue 10, 15 years ago. Trust me, it was not. It was like, oh, no, I don't want to date a trans. Or, oh, no, I don't want to date a gay person. And that was it. That was it. But now it's because of fear. That's why.
I think a lot of people just don't understand, and there's like a lot of fear mongering. So what they do know is like a very limited perspective, or is from a very particular lens.
People are scared of what they don't know about, and they're just uneducated, and they don't make the efforts to educate themselves.
Yeah, and how do you think we change that? Is that something?
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some levels of ignorance which creates bigotry. Don't get me wrong. There is. Like, I don't agree with the ruling over in Africa. I think it's too strict to want to delete somebody due to the fact that they engage in a lifestyle. I don't agree with that, because, who are we to judge to a certain degree? We all engage in some form of, debauchery, whether it's not transgenderism, but maybe fornication or taking drugs or whatever. So I don't agree with that. And over there, I think it's Uganda, to put someone to death because they want to be trans. I don't agree with that at all. So there's some level of ignorance and bigotry on some level. But I'm talking about people that basically don't want to be bothered by the situation and don't want this to be pushed on to children. That's it.
I mean, we would go to the schools.
I think we could introduce more education in the schools and things like health classes. But I think a lot of places are really against that. Just they're against sex ed and all that in general. So it's hard, but I think the schools would be a good place to start.
It requires some education to move past that in order to challenge the belief that you hold. It might be a true belief, but it's that belief is informed by information that if they were to be educated about or were to seek more information.
I swear, I tell you, a lot of these women don't realize that this is to their own detriment. This whole transgender thing, it affects them worse than men. It truly does. Because now, like I said, transgenders are getting into sports, taking away their access to sports, taking away their access to scholarships, things of that nature. They go in their bathrooms, they don't feel safe, the locker rooms and so forth. This is more detrimental to women, but they don't even see it. Or the ones that do see it are very fearful to talk about it.
Information about, it might challenge that belief itself.
Some people that we spoke to said that the reason people wouldn't want to date a transgender person is because of education. Do you agree with that?
I'm gonna say no because that's not the way I go.
You would never change your feelings, right?
No.
So you don't think you could teach someone feelings?
No, you should not educate someone to change their feelings or to, God. What you should do is educate somebody on the truth of the situation at hand and make them use their own comprehensive skills to evaluate and to basically process the information. We don't want to be convinced of them because now you go into manipulation, indoctrination, things of that nature. And that's what we're looking at right now in today's society.
You can teach people feelings, but not everybody gonna accept how you feel.
I identify as straight, unfortunately, but I feel like I would be open to it.
Did she say unfortunately? Unfortunately that she identifies as straight? See, I tell you, that's where we're going right now. This is going to be the norm, that people are going to be feeling a sense of disgust that they're straight, that they're, heterosexual. That's where we're going right now.
For sure. Unfortunately.
You think that's unfortunate?
That I'm straight? It's not the vibe these days.
Do you guys date a transgender?
Actually, no. Not really. Yeah, I'm not really.
Why not?
I believe this is not normal. This is not normal thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. I noticed that a lot of times it's not going to be the white liberal, but it's going to be like, not necessarily a black woman, but it'll be normally someone from another country. Like this woman, don't know where she's from, but I'm assuming she's from one of the maybe South American countries, if I had to guess, or maybe South Asian, like Indian. And they tend to stay more base because they tend to, 9 out of 10 times, have a strong family structure at home.
To change from female to male or male to female, because God, Allah, created us in a specific way. So why we change that?
Where are y'all from?
From Saudi Arabia.
That's what I believe the situation is that if you have a home, have a good structure at home, and you're able to get the truth, and you get people that loves and cares for you, you normally 9 out of 10 times you could avoid a lot of this debauchery is going on in our society. Now it's getting to a point where people are getting confused and people are getting pretty much manipulated to doing something that most likely do not want to do, but they're going to believe it's the right thing to do. And it's going to be a very fortunate thing coming in the next 10, 15 years. And, in the next generation, when I have grandchildren, I would hate to know that a lot of men and women as well, but a lot of men will engage in homosexual activity when they really didn't want to, but they felt and thought that this is the right way of doing things, and it could end up ruining a lot of people's lives. It truly is. That's why you guys stick to the truth of the situation, and the truth in this particular situation is based on what God has done, has created, which is biology. You can't fight Mother Nature, no matter how much you try. But let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe and drop a comment. Later.